Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rakyah, and in this video, I will explain about narrative text. What is narrative text? Narrative text is a type of text in the form of an imaginary story, a fabricated true story, or a fairy tale. Narrative text tells a story that has a chronological sequence of events that are interconnected, and the purpose of a narrative text is to entertain the reader. There are some types of narrative text. They are a fairy tale, mystery, science fiction, romance, horror, fable, myth and legend, history, slice of life, personal experience, and others. Next is characteristics of narrative text. The first is specific character. In a narrative, the author will create a specific character as the main character in the story. Not only the main character, but all the characters in the story will be written clearly, starting from their name, shape, color, and character. The second is past tense. Because writing in narrative text is a fiction or imagination, therefore, the more commonly used grammar is past tense. Usually, this grammar is very obvious if you read legend or fairy tale that have ancient setting. The third is time conjunction and other forms of time. Narrative text is written sequentially based on time chronology. Therefore, time conjunction is needed as a link for time, such as when, before, after, and others, to explain the chronology of an event. Meanwhile, other forms of time are needed in writing narrative text with the aim of showing the time when an event occurred. For example, once you conjugate a time, one day, and others. Action verb. Action verb is a verb that shows an action by a character. Because the grammar used in narrative text is in the past tense, action verbs are also written in the second form. For example, cried, walked, married, and others. And the next is direct speech. If you read a narrative, you will definitely notice that there are quotes taken from the conversation of characters in the story, and this is also known as direct speech. It is very important to write dialogue between characters so that important information can be conveyed attractively and the story will be more alive. The last explanation is the structure of narrative text. In general, there are four stages in narrative text, namely, the first is orientation. Orientation, or so-called introduction, contains about who, when, where a story is set. And the second is complication. Complication tells the beginning of the problem that caused the peak of the problem, or what is commonly known as the climax. And this section usually involves the main character of the story. The third is resolution. In this section is the end of the story, or in the form of a solution to the problem that occurred. and problem can be solved, can be for better, or even worse, which will make the story end happily or vice versa. And the last is reorientation. The first is the closing of a story, which is optional. Reorientation can contain moral lesson, suggestion, or teaching from the author. Okay, that's all about narrative text, and thanks for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.